Let me take you back to Christmas 2011. I am 13 years old, and I'm enjoying the presents that I got that year. Meanwhile, my brother got one present in particular, that being Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Now, this was during the time of my huge zombie era. I was completely massive into zombies. So my brother comes to me and tells me that this Call of Duty game has this awesome zombie mode that I need to check out. I was just completely blown away by that. At the time, I was only used to COD games like Call of Duty 2 or 3. We didn't even have Modern Warfare at the time. So there we were. We booted it up, loaded into Cod for the very first time, and we were absolutely horrible at it, constantly losing by the dogs. What's up, Danksters? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Zombie Games Are Cool, or ZGAC for short. And today we're going to be doing something a little different. Now, normally I would just talk about the game and review it. However, with Call of Duty Zombies, it's a little harder to do that, so I'm just going to go through my history of the franchise. Well, more specifically, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. So like I implied earlier in this video, Black Ops 1 was the very first Call of Duty zombie game I ever played, and goddamn, what a good first impression. Now, I know World at War exists with its zombies, Nocturne and all the maps that spawn with that, but Black Ops 1 was my first zombies and my introduction to the series. And when starting out, I definitely wasn't any good at zombies at all. I remember just absolutely sucking, getting so frustrated at the game because I just constantly go down. I quickly learned that this wasn't like many other zombie games. You know, there wasn't a lot of leeway like those games give you. So this didn't operate like many other zombie games. You know, it was round based. You know, there was points that you needed to collect so you could go through the map and open it up a bit more and get better weapons. To a newcomer, it was just so alien to me. And obviously I had no idea what I was doing at first, so I had a very hard time adjusting to this game. And my history with this game is just so funny because my brother got it in 2011. He got it for that Christmas. And then the next year, we went to my dad's for summer, and did you know what game they were hooked on? What game they were constantly playing? That's right, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, specifically the Zombies mode. And it would be here where most of my Zombies training would actually start to take place. Every day, every night, it really did not matter. It was just Call of Duty Zombies, Kino fever, I swear to God. It was all about just playing it, having a good time, trying to get higher than last time. It was just awesome. And it's always going to be a good memory of mine, and this is where I learned how to play Call of Duty Zombies. And it was really just fun figuring it all out, you know, like how to properly take care of the zombies by knifing them the first 2 rounds and then unloading a full clip into their chest on the 3rd round before knifing. If anyone tells you differently, they're wrong. Learning how to train properly. Personally, I like taking them out on the theater in Kino, and I know this is a very popular spot, but hey, it works for me as well to have this nice little circle going around that I can constantly train on and keep my points going. Figuring stuff out like that was just super awesome, and constantly getting better at the game led to a lot more fun in the game. And then there were the 3 meteors around the map that when you hit them, you would got a hidden song that would play, and that would just completely amp up the atmosphere to the game, and you just feel like a really badass zombie killing machine when 115 by Elena Segment is playing in the background. It's truly thrilling. Then there would obviously be the argument, you know, who would open up the first doors and which doors would we open, which ones stay shut. Also learning what the mystery box was also very exciting, you know, trying to get the best weapons. Obviously everyone always wanted the ray gun because it was the best gun out of the box, but I don't know. I would say a hard comparison would be the Thunder Gun, which has its fans and has its haters, and I am a really big fan. I love the Thunder Gun. I was so obsessed with this gun. You don't understand the type of dopamine that hits my brain when I see that gun hit the mystery box when I spin on it. It is absolutely unreal. I love the Thunder Gun. Just having a train full of zombies just to blow them away. Super, super satisfying. We run a very tight Thunder Gun Supremacy ship in this household. Kino is a very special map to me. It is probably my most nostalgic map out of the entire Zombies franchise, just because it was the one I started on. It's the one where I went down to my dad's house for the summer and did nothing but constantly play Kino Dojo, and they weren't really big fans of the next map that I'm going to bring up. But before I do that, I just want to close up Kino here. I just hold so much goodwill toward this map, and I hold so much thanks to this map for getting me into this little series. So yeah, Kino Dojo will always be a goated map. However, it wasn't the only map that we would receive with this package. No, we would get one more in Name of 5. Somewhat during the campaign, you would go through the Pentagon, and Treyarch thought that would be a really cool area to fight zombies in, and so they gave us a map called 5. I obviously like to play as JFK. I think everyone likes to play as JFK. There's that famous meme that goes around where we just keep restarting until we get him. That was very much the case with my playthrough of 5. Now, no one really liked to play 5 that I was around. It was a lot harder of a map than Kino was, so it really just kind of deterred them from playing it. But damn, 5 was also such a really good map. I never really made it as far in 5 like I did in Kino, but I still just had a blast while playing it. Actually fighting zombies in the Pentagon is so cool, and knowing how Treyarch is with their detail, this is pretty much right here is the actual Pentagon, and actually seeing it in this virtual world is pretty sick. One of the big things about this map that changed from Kino is the terms of the scientist, which is not a big deal if you get the Winner's How. The Winner's How is the wonder weapon of this map, and it gets a really bad rap. Do you see what I do to this scientist to immediately kill him to end that round? The Winner's How is a great wonder weapon, and I don't like all the hate that it often gets with it. Sure, the ammo is a little low, but in the pinch, you will get out any situation that you are in with the Winner's How. And once you kill a scientist, which replaces the Hellhounds for this, you drop some maxed ammo, and if you don't get touched at all, well, you get a bonfire sale. Now, what's a bonfire sale? Well, I forgot to mention it in Kino Dojo, but also there was a pack-a-punch upgrade mechanic in this game. Well, in 5 they added a drop called Bonfire Sale, which turns the pack-a-punch from 5,000 to 1,000 points each, and you can just upgrade your weapons like that so fast if you don't let the scientist hit you. It's honestly such a great reward for not doing it, because it's kind of hard to keep that bastard off you. And after 5, there was also another map on the disc called Dead Ops Arcade. Now, I would talk about Dead Ops Arcade, I have played it, but I'm just not really a big fan of Dead Ops Arcade. I know, I'll take it, but I just don't really get the appeal to Dead Ops Arcade, and I just don't like it. Also, I can't forget about Split Screen. From when I started to now, I have put a lot of time into split screen on zombies. Such a good idea that Treyarch let a friend join you on this, or mostly family in my case. This is where a lot of my core memories come from, and I'm sure a lot of you out there can relate. Not only did we take turns running solo, but at my dad's we also played a lot of split screen. It's here where a lot of those playful arguments came about, you know, the ones about what doors to open, who's buying it, complaining about taking each other's zombies, people hitting the box even though they don't fucking need to, but they'll do it anyway, even though you're stuck with an M1911, all that stuff. Honestly, I don't think I would be as attached to zombies or have played it as much if the split screen option wasn't a feature. Playing solo can be fun, but definitely playing with a friend or family member or someone else is a lot better. So I guess that would lead us over to the next game, which would be Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, I actually went to the midnight release for this game. I begged my parents to take me to it, and my stepdad reluctantly did, and I was able to get my copy of Black Ops 2 right when it launched. However, there was a bit of a dilemma. I was grounded, and I wasn't allowed to play video games at the time, so while my stepdad did take me to the midnight release, I was not allowed to play it. However, I'm a sneaky little goblin, and I told my parents that I would like to open the game, put it in the 360 to let it update, because games even back then still needed to do an update patch that lasted like 2 or 3 gigabytes. But in reality, I was just using this as an excuse to, when everyone went to bed, I would hop on in the middle of the night and play the absolute fuck out of Black Ops 2 while still attending school the next morning. You see, Mom and Dad, it is possible. Now everyone, I need you to listen up. I have a confession to make. I like transit. I know. Yes, I actually do enjoy transit as a map. Now, is it perfect? Hell no. There is so much wrong with transit, but when I think of Transit, I just think of that first night that I got Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It was a very special night for me. It was one of the few games that I've actually had nights like this, so Transit actually ended up being very nostalgic for me now. At the time, like, this was the biggest zombies map we would ever get, and it was just so fucking cool to explore everything that Treyarch gave us this time around. Not only did we have this big expansive map, but they also broke it down into 3 separate maps for us to have a little survival challenge on. Think kind of like the old school World at War zombie maps, but now in a Black Ops 2 style. It already added so much more elements to what a zombies level could be, like by starting off in the diner, collecting the parts of the turbine, crafting it, which was brand new at the time. I mean, sure, there was that little crafting thing in 5, but here, all new. So you craft a turbine, use it to open doors, so you start to think, oh my god, there's gonna be doors that I can open with the turbine. That's gonna have so much more stuff. I can save on points. It is great. And then you get outside, and then there's this bus, a transit, you see what they did there, that you then take around the map to different spots. It's kind of like having 4 zombie maps in one. Kind of taking the basic formula of the World of War maps, like I said, and putting it into one big map. And I liked that. I loved Transit back then. I thought it was really cool. I mean, obviously it has its flaws with a lot of the stuff that the community hates about this map, but back in 2012, this was pretty big. It was revolutionary. It would just completely blow me away with how massive it was, and at the time I always thought video games would be a lot bigger than what they were, so I was always just interested in what was on the outskirts of Transit. I just had so many good times playing that, and not to mention that this Call of Duty game was 4-player split screen, so not only was I able to play by myself, I could get 3 friends or 2 friends plus my brother to play Call of Duty Zombies with me, and that is amazing, and to this day, it is the only Call of Duty game that does that. It's wild. Now, it's here where that would be pretty much it, you know. As a kid, when I played these games, I didn't really have any money to spend on the DLC, so I was only just pretty much stuck with the base level game. However, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 would break that cycle. I went over to a buddy's house, and he had one DLC, and it really sparked my interest to get one, and I didn't really know which one at which. I couldn't really read them that properly, so I bought one at random, and wouldn't you know, I got pretty much one of the best DLCs out there, that being Mob of the Dead. Now, it's interesting when I got Mob of the Dead because it was interesting of where I was at the time. You know, my family was getting ready to move. We lived in Germany at the time, and we were getting ready to move out of our house and come back to the States and experience all that stuff that comes with that. And the only thing we really had left in the house was a TV, an Xbox 360, and like one chair. It's so weird. I just remember this, and you know, part of my family stayed at a hotel while part of it was staying at the house to clean it up and get it ready, you know. So, you know, we were just doing all that stuff while we were moving. And I've had so many late nights to where I would just stay in that house and play Mob of the Dead. It was actually kind of the coping map for me to kind of help me get through my move and leaving all my friends behind. I cannot begin to explain to you how much of an impression Mob of the Dead left on me. I thought Black Ops 2 was already pretty good with Transit, and I loved the Black Ops 1 maps, but Mob of the Dead, man, just had a very special presence with it that was unlike any other zombie map we had ever gotten. Sure, this is at the time when we already had a couple maps, but holy shit, Mob of the Dead just did a lot of things right and a lot of things brand new that I absolutely love. The fact that we had 3 afterlives, which would turn us into this like electric ghost so we can open up perks, doors, and start all the stuff to get the plane crafted. It was just really interesting. And I thought Transit was big. Well, here we had a big part of Alcatraz prison to explore through, and its decrepit, zombified way. And honestly, the atmosphere here is pretty fucking creepy. Right here is personally my all-time favorite Call of Duty Zombies map, period. Like, I don't know how they top this. Like, at all. I just love Mop of the Dead. You know, finding the Blunder Gun and turning it into like this Monkey Bombs gun, the Hydraulic Withering. I know I'm getting that wrong right now. And then, you know, getting all the parts together, getting on the plane, flying through the Golden Gate Bridge, crashing, surviving on that, because that's where Pack-a-Punch was. And the Pack-a-Punch camo on this map was super fucking awesome as well. It's just super cool. Like, all around, this map is just so awesome. Also, Nuketown. Love Nuketown. It was a small little cheap DLC. I had to get Nuketown. It was just, you know, what if zombies were in Nuketown, and pretty fun, pretty fun. The perks in this one actually come down at random when you kill zombies, but however, as you can see in this footage, I got very lucky because it was Quick Revive that came down first, and then Jug right after it, so I was pretty much solid. Nuketown is a lot of fun. I have a lot of good memories with Nuketown. It's just a small little fun map, small little survival map, and gives back off that, you know, World at War style of play, and I like it. And since I was liking the Black Ops 2 DLC so much, I decided to go back to Black Ops 1 and pick out all the DLC that I wanted from that. The only one I didn't really want was Shangri-La, because here comes another L to take. I fucking hate Shangri-La. I think it's a confusing map. I think the Baby Maker is a dumb wonder weapon. People consider it to be one of the best. It's like one of the worst. Like, I just don't like Shangri-La at all. However, when it comes to the other three maps, I absolutely adore. Starting off with Ascension. So, I accidentally lost my first copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 1, so I had to go out and get another one. And when I bought this, it actually came with a free DLC, the very first one, First Strike. And I had no idea that this was a thing, but this is actually how I played Ascension for the first time, because that was part of the First Strike DLC. Ascension is a good map, and to me, a proper next step into the zombie series. After getting out of spawn, I like going up to this lunar area and just camping around PhD. I'm sure this is a pretty well-known training area, but hey, it's like where I like to go, so I'm sure it's where other people like to go. I like how this map starts out in black and white, and once you turn the power on, the color starts to come on. And it was here that, because when I was getting footage for this map, where the mystery box just kept fucking me over. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's about Ascension or not, because I know Ascension pretty much has the Kino der Toten weapons. Maybe one or two more, like, and I'll get into that, but god damn, just every time it was just dog shit weapons just making me go. However, the box was very generous to me, and I was able to get the Thunder Gun, you know, the GOAT of all wonder weapons, and this brand new throwable called the Gersh device, which is like black holes that just suck zombies up. Super helpful, and it's such a shame that Ascension is one of the few maps that has this, because the Gersh device is super OP. They should have added it in like every map as an update. I think that probably would have been really cool. Then there was Call of the Dead. Call of the Dead is a really cool map, and it's interesting too because I actually played Call of the Dead way before I even bought it. We went over to a friend's house and they had it, and I played it for a little bit, and I liked what I saw. So, you know, years later when I had a job, I bought it. And it just seems like they keep innovating and keep getting interesting, because Call of the Dead, you don't play as the, you know, the crew that we know. You play as a bunch of Hollywood actors filming a zombie movie for George Romero. We have a lot of familiar faces here, like Sarah Michelle Gellar, Michael Rooker, and Robert Englund, and Danny Trejo. Very prominent actors of the time. When fake zombies then raid the George Romero set, it is business as usual. We play as one of the 4 actors trying to survive on this ice island for as long as we can against zombies and George Romero. Yes, so Call of the Dead would introduce the series' first zombie boss. So George Romero would wander around the map going slow as fuck, getting into the mix of zombies, and if you shoot him, well, he gets very angry and starts chasing you, and will then light the ground with electricity, slowing you down. You have to be very careful, but leading him back to cool water, he'll go back to a normal state and you can get the hell out of there. Call of the Dead is pretty cool. It's a very challenging map too. I think it's one of the only zombies maps where it's like impossible to make it to round 100, I think. I don't know. You might have to fact check me on that, but having that gives it this reputation. And while Call of the Dead is super fun, I think the Easter egg is absolute bullshit, because there's this one foghorn step that if you accidentally push the wrong foghorn, Easter egg ruined, over, it's done, and you don't get to progress anymore. You might as well restart the entire fucking level over again and restart, because that's what you have to do. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty decent map. It's a pretty iconic map in zombie history, and I do actually like it a lot. However, the next map Moon is a pretty controversial one because a lot of people, just like Wonder Weapons, either love it or just fucking despise it. Me? You're fighting zombies on the moon. What the fuck? Yes, I love it. I think it is brilliant. Hard as shit to play, but amazing. Actually, just like looking out on the moon, like the distance, really brings a level of scope to this map and just a level of fear. Like, oh shit, we really are all alone on this moon, fighting off waves and waves of zombies, and it kind of adds an element of fear to that isolation, and Moon captures this feeling super fucking well. I love just bouncing around in the anti-gravity. I think it adds a really nice, good personality to this map. But God, it can get you in trouble just like a lot of things in this map can. And Moon is like very particular. Moon is a great map. I love it. I love the atmosphere of it. I love everything about it. But God, I guess it really just depends on the day you ask me if I want to play it, you know? But yeah, I still thought Moon was worth getting because not only do you get Moon as a map, they give you every single World at War map with it as well. Completely remade in the Black Ops 1 engine. Moon is also very interesting too because I always remember those live action trailers they would put on, and you can tell the amount of work that they put into those trailers to try to make it look real as fucking. To see the Nova 6 crawlers, to see the zombies, to see the wave gun in these live action trailers really just shows a different time in Treyarch and Activision's career, which seems to sadly be gone. Back in the day, my friends and I would get together all the time and we would just play Black Ops 1 and 2 on the weekends all night. We would actually make a habit of doing it, whether it was 4-player split screen on Black Ops 2 or we were on separate TVs playing Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1. We even have a friend that we made all the way in a different state just playing these zombies games, and I made a friend in a different state just playing these zombies games, and it's so cool that these zombies games bring friends together is pretty much what I'm saying. Some of the best memories I have are just going over to my buddy's house with all my friends and us just playing zombies over and over and over again. I was actually just kind of reminiscing with a friend not that long ago about, you know, all the nights that we spent on it, and God, it was just so amazing. For what I would give to have this era of zombies back, that era of my life back. Hey, life goes forward, just like the Zombies franchise moved forward. Maybe I might touch on those in a later video, because I did play a lot of Black Ops 3, Shadows of Evil, and I was going to add it for this one, but I just changed my mind at the last second, because I feel like Black Ops 1 and 2 deserve their own video. When I talk about zombies, I'm mostly talking about Black Ops 1 and 2. These are where I got my Call of Duty zombie fixes, and this is where I played. These were my days of zombies. I know going into the future, people with Black Ops 6, people with Cold War, which while those zombies are good, I know they're going to look at this and go, oh, he's an oldie, he just can't move on. And no, that's just not the case. It's just, here's the thing. They don't make Call of Duty zombies for players like me anymore. They did back then, they don't now. And that's okay. It's okay to move on from the franchise. It's okay to see the series that we love change. It has to change. If it was just the same stuff all the time, it'd get pretty mundane and pretty repetitive. When I start to think about jumping into new zombies, I start to get overwhelmed because now there's just so much to do in it. When you boil it down, it is just pretty much kill zombies and survive, but it's just not like how it was. There's all these missions, all these side quests, and the things that people call Easter eggs, well, are they really Easter eggs anymore if they just became the main objective? But that's okay, because Black Ops 6 is here, and it's here to stay. And from what I can tell from my brother, who has been playing it and enjoying it, the zombies are pretty fun. But it's just at this time in the series where I am completely checked out, and I don't think the new zombies will ever appeal to me like the old ones did, and that is where I'm going to end it here. Well, Danksters, what did you think about this Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2? Did you guys ever play the zombies mode? Were you guys ever there? Do you prefer the new zombies? Do you prefer the old zombies? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll get to you when I get to you. And if you have a second, can I get you to scroll down and hit that subscribe button and the bell for post notifications, because I wouldn't want you to miss a single video of mine. And if you like content like this as well, obviously, why wouldn't you subscribe? It's right up your alley. And also, while you're down there, why don't you follow my socials as well? Those will be in the description. And also, while you're taking a gander at the description for those daredevils out there, I also have a Patreon. And if you want to donate, everything you donate will go directly into this channel, and I will greatly appreciate it. I'm really just trying to make this channel a main focus, so any dollars you want to throw my way to improve my content, improve my videos, will be much appreciated. Well, Danksters, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Zombie Games Are Cool. This one was a lot of fun to make. It was a little different. I'm not sure what my next video is going to be, but just make sure you're there and you're staying tuned. And just remember, you're not going to get this kind of content anywhere else, and you want to know why? Because that's the Dankers difference.